Will McDonald was a match winner against the Titans on Sunday. So with Jermaine Johnson out for the season, is it McDonald to the rescue? Let's watch the All-22 and find out. Let's go. What is going on, everybody? It's Luke here from Play Like a Jet, and we're back in the film room with another All-22 breakdown. And today we're looking at Will McDonald's 3-sack performance against Tennessee. He was an enigma on Sunday. In the first 59 minutes, I charted McDonald as having 8 true pass rushing reps. He did not get a single pressure. He struggled in run defense, but cometh the moment, cometh the man. The last drive, last 3 snaps, Will McDonald got 3 pressures, including the huge sack of Will Levis on 3rd down, and he was indeed the match winner. So what does it all mean? Let's start with the positives, those last 3 snaps I mentioned. First play here, it's 2nd down. McDonald is number 99, left-hand side of the Jets' defensive line. And look at the patented spin move. Tight, fast, is held on the back end, but still flushes Levis, and it's an incompletion to Hopkins. But you love the technique. I've talked about this, it feels like ad nauseum. Look how he extends the right arm. We're going to chop down on the tackle's arms, take away his hands, and then boom, propel ourselves through the B gap. Fantastic technique. We know he has this move. In obvious pass rushing situations, as the so-called finisher or the closer, I am very confident that Will McDonald can do this, and we saw that in spades on Sunday. Can he do it for the whole game? That's going to be a concern later. But what a fantastic rep. Even though he was held, he overcame it. Great technique, tight spin move, and a really nice pressure in a huge situation. But the fun didn't stop there. Possibly for the first time in his New York Jets tenure, I saw Will McDonald win with speed to power. This bull rush is fantastic. Look at him go straight through the tackle, disengage, and just swallow Will Levis up. This was the biggest snap of the game. The Jets struggled to get off the field on 3rd down all game long, but Will McDonald made it happen. Look at the power and the placement of the right hand. Get inside the shoulder pads, control the chest, control the rep, puts the tackle on skates, disengages with the left arm and just wiggles around the corner, gets a hold of that shoulder pad, and Levis has no option but to go to ground. This was the ball game right here. It felt like the Jets were just going to find a way to lose this game, but Will McDonald came through in the clutch. I loved seeing him utilize a bull rush, going speed to power. That length and that frame he has should really allow him to utilize this move, and that's a great example of it. And the last snap of the game, I'm not sure if we can chart this as a pressure. It's about 3.5 seconds from snap to when he gets near the quarterback. But from the same alignment, you're going to see Will McDonald with a very similar move, speed to power. Now, I'm okay with this being a slow developing rush because he did something I've been asking to see this preseason. He stacked 2 moves together. The tackle here does a pretty good job nullifying the bull rush. He's got a good positioning, tight hands, but look how Will McDonald now transitions into a big right arm rip. We're going to disengage, you see it right here, and then bang, underneath the armpit to put the pressure on Levis. Yes, it's delayed, but I really like how Will McDonald is now starting to add counters, and if he loses the initial part of the snap, he has the wherewithal and the ability to stack moves on top of one another. That's something I really wanted to see, and this was a great example. The finisher, the closer, the match winner. That's what we've seen Will McDonald be so far in his Jets career. Now we need to see him take it to the next level. And one more positive here, you're going to see the first sack. Now, this has nothing to do with pass rushing ability. Will McDonald is the spy. You can see I've circled him. He's kind of patrolling the defensive line. He goes back into that spy, but look at the way that he gets to Will Levis, changes direction, and then gets the Jets off the field on a crucial 3rd down early in the game. So this isn't necessarily a skill set he's going to need very often, but it's nice to have a defensive lineman with this kind of capability because there are so many rushing quarterbacks, the Lamar Jacksons, CJ Stroud, those guys who can do great things out of the pocket. Will McDonald can also be utilized as a spy. But I'll always try and be fair. For the majority of this game, Will McDonald was effectively not a factor. He struggled to get any impetus as a pass rusher, and he ended up on the ground a lot. Now, this is why box scores lie. Will McDonald had 3 sacks and a fumble. This is one of those plays. From the left-hand side of your screen, Will McDonald rushing against the left tackle, doesn't see the chip. Pause it right here. He is on the ground. He has been pancaked. He has lost the rep. Will Levis decides to try and hurdle him. We're going to try an underhand flick on 3rd and short, and it ends up with Quincy Williams finding the football and a big turnover for the Jets. Now, this is a loss, and quite a brutal one for Will McDonald, but Jets fans will use it to say, well, he had 3 sacks. He had a fumble. That's a great performance. You have to look past the stats and look at the film. This is a loss for Will McDonald, and this is what I saw a lot of for the first 58 minutes. Now, it's great to be the closer in your rookie season, but now that Jermaine Johnson's out, the Jets need a guy to be the main pass rusher on the outside all game long, because it sure as hell ain't Michael Clemens. It needs to be Will McDonald until Hassan Reddick's in the building. This is the concern. The consistency isn't quite there yet, and I'm going to show you some more reps to back that up. So, from earlier in the game, Will McDonald, this time rushing from the left-hand side of the Jets' defensive line, and you're going to see him just end up too deep around the corner. Now, this was a theme. 12 and 13 yards around the ring, which puts you out of the game. The quarterback is never that deep, and McDonald ended up in these kind of situations, just being nudged in the back by the tackle time after time. He has to do a better job of not just going for the finesse rush. Also, Sauce had incredible coverage here. I don't want to hear it. It's got to be a pick there from the safety. But I really like McDonald going speed to power more. He can't just use this speed finesse game. It's not going to work in the NFL, particularly as he's used as more than just a 3rd down rusher. And a very similar thing again. I've circled Will McDonald for you. Have a look how 99 just ends up in the backfield, not near Will Levis, and it's just far too easy. Now, I understand it's a quick pitch and catch, but I just want to see him be more impactful. You cannot get to the quarterback if you are 11 or 12 yards in the backfield. There are too many reps where Will McDonald tries to avoid contact to play with that finesse I just mentioned, and it means that he's a complete non-factor on the play. Now, I haven't hand-selected 2 or 3 snaps, guys. I talked about it. In the first, 59 minutes of the game, he didn't have a pressure, and we saw far too many of these kind of reps. But I also wanted to talk about his run defending, because it's going to be an issue as we move forward. There are 2 snaps here where Will McDonald kind of gets his pants pulled down. From the left-hand side of your screen, look how the left tackle just throws him to the ground, and there's a big run in behind where Will McDonald is supposed to have contained. You can't get washed to the inside, and even worse than that, you can't be thrown to the ground. I've talked about it. This is 3 or 4 snaps now we've seen Will McDonald end up on the floor. He needs to do a better job. And the last one. Identification of plays in the running game. Will McDonald here, all he's thinking about is rushing the passer, goes for the spin move, and we're just going to go straight in behind him. You have to understand the context, the situation, and it's not just about being a rush-only player. He's going to be a starter now for the Jets. Will McDonald needs to do a better job with his eyes, IDing, and understanding the situation. So there's a really mixed bag of a breakdown from Will McDonald. As I said, he was a non-factor for the first part of the game, but in the clutch, he was the match winner, and that's got to give the Jets confidence moving forward.